Faster My good evening and welcome to the Manx Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing you the best in folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world. Tonight's first track is Hazy Jane 1 by Nick Drake from the album Brighter Later.
Do you curse where you come from? Do you swear in the night? Would it mean much to you if I treat you right? Or do you like what you're doing? Would you do it some more? Or will you stop once and wonder what you're doing it for? Hey, slow Jane, makes sense. Slow, slow Jane, cross the fence. Do you feel like a remnant of something that's past? Do you find things are moving just a little too fast? Or do you hope to find new ways of quenching your thirst? Do you hope to find new ways of doing better than your worst? Hey, slow Jane, let me prove. Slow, slow Jane, we're on the move. Do it for you. Sure that you do the same for me one day. So try to be true, even if it's only in your hazy Can you tell if you're moving with no mirror to see? If you're just riding a new man that looks a little like me? Is it all so confusing? Is it hard to believe? When the winter is coming, can you sign up and leave? Hey, slow Jane, clear your eye. Slow, slow Jane, fly on by.
Just in case you didn't see it, there was a wonderful Songs of Nick Drake concert on BBC4 on Friday night. I'm sure it's on iPlayer. There were loads of wonderful musicians playing and singers performing the songs of Nick Drake, including a great performance by Teddy Thompson, particularly of Riverman. It was also a wonderful tribute to Danny Thompson, who was there playing his double bass throughout. Here's a new track from an album called Tides by a band called the Floating Sofa Quartet, and the track is called Dragon. That was rather nice, wasn't it? The Floating Sofa Quartet is a modern Nordic folk music ensemble consisting of young musicians from Denmark, Finland and Sweden. And that's a new album of 12 mostly original compositions. Well, we had Nick Drake from 1971. Here's the legendary Anne Briggs from 1971. Ride, Ride.
Riding the roads with railroad bells.
In most Anne Briggs recordings, she's singing unaccompanied, but that's a rather nice Appalachian dulcimer and guitar accompaniment to a song from an album called The Time Has Come. Now, last week I got a CD in the post in my pigeonhole here at Manx Radio. Always good to hear new music, and this is by a Scottish folk rock band called Torridon. Still a couple of Munros there I need to climb. Anyway, the album is called Polaroid, and I thought I'd play you their version of Silver Spear. that certainly rocks, doesn't it? That was the band Torridon, with their extended version of Silver Spear. Another new release comes from Jason Steele, who's a singer, guitarist, banjo player, lap steel player, and this new release is called Hen's Teeth, Rarities 2008 to 2019, and there's a rather fine version of Polly on the Shore on it, also featuring the voice of Nancy Wallace.
Single life astray and into no bad company, as I myself have done, being in the merry month of May. I was pressed by a sea captain, and into a man of war I was sent. I was pressed by a sea captain, and on board a man of war I was sent. Oh, we sailed on the ocean so wide, and our bonny, bonny flag we did fly. Every man stand true to his gun, for the Lord knows who must die. Oh, our decks, they were spattered with blood, and so loudly the cannons did roar. And thousands of times have I wished myself at home, all alone with my Polly on the shore. All the decks, they were spattered with blood, and so loudly the cannons did roar. And thousands of times have I wished myself at home, all alone with my Polly on the shore. She's a doll and a slender girl, tall and a rolling eye. Here am I, lie bleeding on the deck, when for her sweet sake I would die. Here am I, lie bleeding on the deck, when for her sweet sake I would die. So farewell to my parents and my friends, and farewell to my dear Polly too. I never would have crossed this salt sea so wide if I had been ruled by you. I never would have crossed this salt sea so wide if I had been ruled by you. I never would have crossed this salt sea so wide if I had been ruled by you.
Let's have some tunes now from the wonderful Liz Carroll and John Doyle, the Ronan Boys and Ralph's 235. As to be expected, wonderful playing from Liz Carroll on the fiddle and John Doyle on guitar. Now this next track came up on shuffle on my phone the other day, and I thought I've not heard that for a very long time. It's a song called House in the Country from an Albion Band album called Rise Up Like the Sun from 1978. I didn't realise until I checked the notes on the album that it's actually sung by Kate McGarrigle and John Tams. And the song was written by Maggie Stewart of Aberdeen and is an autobiographical account of the persecution of travellers, particularly after the First World War.
I travel the country around.
Well, it's fine to get up all in the morning when the lark's flying high in the sky, and pack up all your belongings and bid all the travelers goodbye. Find us a new resting place. It might be a clearing in woodland. It might be some wide open space.
Let's go back to some tunes now, and some classics from the Bothy Band, The Tar Road to Sligo and Paddy Clancy's. Let's have a track from Brass Monkey, the band featuring Martin Carthy and, as its name would suggest, a brass section, who perhaps prepared the way for the likes of Bellowhead. This is from their album Sound and Rumour, and it's The Flash Lad.
I took a wife, I loved her dearly as I love my life, and to maintain her both fine and gay, I went to robbing on the King's Highway. I never wronged any poor man yet, and I was never in a tradesman's debt, but I wronged the lords and the ladies gay, and I carried home the gold to my love straight way. Well, I was taken by the cursed crew. My father cried, oh my darling son. My wife, she wept and cried, I am undone. My mother tore her white locks and cried, oh in his cradle, he should have died. To my grave, a flashy funeral, oh let me have. Let none but bold robbers follow me. Give them good broadswords, at liberty. Let 6 pretty maidens bear up my port, and let them have white gloves and ribbons all, that they may say when they speak the truth, there goes a wild youth, there goes a wild and a wicked youth.
Excellent Brass Monkey, featuring John Kirkpatrick, Martin Carthy, and an excellent brass section. Martin Carthy was also part of a briefly lived trio, Wood Wilson Carthy, with Chris Wood and Roger Wilson. I think they only released one album, which is a very fine album indeed, called Wood Wilson Carthy, and from it this is Chris Wood singing a Tucker Zimmerman song, The Taoist Tale, which is a song rooted in ancient tradition about the trials of life and the world around us. Well, that's quite open-ended, isn't it? But it's a great song.
Once was a farmer, and he sent his son into the mountains with a horse to graze. The boy fell asleep. When he awoke, the horse had gone. He came home alone, and all the neighbours said, what bad luck. But the farmer said, how do you know? farmer sent his son into the mountains to try and find the runaway. The boy found the horse and 7 other wild ones, and he brought them home, and all the neighbors said, "What good luck," but the farmer said, "How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?" The very next day, the farmer sent his son into the field to tame the wild horses there. The first one he tried threw him to the ground, and he broke his arm, and all the neighbors said, "What bad luck," but the farmer said, "How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?" The very next day there was a war declared, and the army man came marching through the countryside. He's looking for men, but he couldn't take anyone who had a broken arm, and all the neighbors said, "What good luck," but the farmer said, "How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?"
Here's a track by McTulloch Vannon, Ta Dick Veg en Yanu Mai, which I do believe means Little Dick has done well. It's a beautiful 3/8 tune collected from a Mrs. Kenyuk of Ballacaccan. The B part, I do believe, is written by our good friend Dave Spears, and you can find this on their album Twisted Roots. McTulloch Vannon there. And if you want to hear some more great local folk and roots music, you could turn up to one of the sessions that are happening around the island. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, in O'Donnell's in Douglas, from about 8:45. Friday night in the Mitre in Ramsey, again from about 8:45. And I think the Sunday afternoon session is the Improvers session at the Woodburn. But I might have got that wrong because I think I told you that last week, so it's probably best to check on social media. Also this week there'll be the Folk Club in the Bus Club in Ramsey on Thursday night, and on Friday night from 7:30 in the Athol Room at the Centenary Centre in Peel is the Heinrich Manoeuvre with Jeff Kerrison. Don't forget you can also get tickets now for Dylan at the Institute, which isn't until January the 17th, but tickets are selling well, and it's a night which will feature the songs of Bob Dylan, performed by lots of wonderful local musicians and singers, all in aid of the Great North Air Ambulance Service. So just search on the internet for Dylan at the Institute for that one. Here's a track by Crooked Still, from an album called Shaken by a Low Sound, Can't You Hear Me Calling?
Days are dark, the nights are lonely. Since you left me all alone, I've worried so, my little darling. I've loved you so, even though you have gone. Sweetheart of mine, can't you hear me calling? A million times mistreated you, Lord, and I'm sorry. Come back to me, it's my request. Big mistake has caused it all. If you return, sunshine will follow. If you stay away, the rain will fall. Sweetheart of mine, can't you hear me calling? A million times I've loved you best. I mistreated you. Mistreated you, Lord, and I'm sorry. Come back to me, is my request. Come back to me, is my request.
I'm going to play a track by the wonderful Dick Gaughan, whose music I've got into more and more as the years go by. Sadly, he retired from performing in 2016 after suffering an earlier stroke and is now partially sighted. and living a quiet life in Edinburgh. Author, composer and box set compiler Colin Harper has been trying to get more of Dick Gocken's music released, and indeed there is a box set of radio sessions, etc., and now a CD called Live at the BBC 1972 to 79, which I've just ordered, and when it arrives I'll play you something from that. But much of Gocken's music is trapped and unreleased, like the recordings of Nick Jones and others, due to a company called Celtic Music who hold the copyright and won't release them. There's been a GoFundMe campaign to try to raise £45,000 to cover legal fees to test Celtic Music's claims in court, but that's not yet resolved. So in the meantime, here's a track from Gocken's album, A Different Kind of Love Song, and this is The World Turned Upside Down.
In 1649 to St. George's Hill, a ragged band they called the Diggers came to show the people's will. They defied the landlords, they defied the laws. They were the dispossessed, reclaiming what was theirs. We come in peace, they said, to dig and sow. We come to work the land in common and to make the wasteland grow. This earth divided, we will make whole, so it can be a common treasury for all. The sin of property we do disdain. No one has any right to buy and sell the earth for private gain. By theft and murder they took the land. Now everywhere the walls rise up at their command. They make the laws to serve them well. The clergy dazzle us with heaven, or they damn us into hell. We will not worship the God they serve, the God of great who feeds the rich while poor men starve. We work, we eat together, we need no swords. We will not bow to masters or pay rent to the lords. We are free men, though we are poor. Ye diggers all stand up for glory, stand up now. From the men of property the orders came. They sent the hired men and troopers to wipe out the diggers' claim, tear down their cottages, destroy their corn. They were dispersed, only the vision lingers on. Ye poor take courage, ye rich take care. The earth was made a common treasury for everyone to share. All things in common, all people one. We come in peace, the order came to cut them down.
We'll stay in Scotland for the last track for tonight's show, but first, if you'd like to listen to any previous editions of the Manx Radio Folk Show, just go to the Manx Radio website and look under podcasts. You can also subscribe to them on Apple Podcasts and on YouTube too. And if you'd like me to play a song for you or tell me about any live music that's happening, just email folkshow@manxradio.com. So I'll be back next week to play more great folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world. And to finish, this is Ian MacDonald and Ian McFarlane with The Snuff Wife, The Humours of Whiskey and The Clumsy Lover. See you next week.